Okay, today we got Dominique Crowder. He's from New York. He's been traveling around the world to different countries, and he's been living in Bali now over 1 year. Amazing guy, very ambitious, someone that everyone should connect with, and he's just a good leader in the community. So today on investing, we'll be talking about his background, how he invests his time, money, and resources. So I want to welcome to you Dominique Crowder from New York, living in Bali, Indonesia, and we're going to take it from there. And this is Dominique Crowder, everyone.
Man, I really appreciate this, bro. Thanks for bringing me on, man.
Righteous.
Truly do.
That's good. So, Dom, you're from New York.
Yeah.
Born in New York?
Actually, I was born in an army base in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. My mother and father, they met in the army, and at 5 months, shipped to Brooklyn. And been ever since, yeah.
Oh, so Brooklyn. So how was growing up in Brooklyn? How was the lifestyle?
Whew, I mean, you talk about real Brooklyn or gentrified Brooklyn, which one? But
so, I was in Brooklyn. Will you take the downtown? What is it? The E train to last stop?
EAC train takes you to City, Queens, around that area. There's so many trains, buses. You could get to anywhere.
Right. So growing up in Brooklyn, I know it was different than it is now because it's very gentrified. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that experience growing up, as into how it is now.
I mean, well, I come from humble beginnings. I was in the projects, man. Brevoy Project, Jackie Robinson, salute.
Righteous.
Just it's been different phases with that because as I was growing up, my grandmother and them, they used to run the tenant patrol. So our projects was like a little village in itself, as in if one of those women were to say I did something wrong, they could smack me the hell upside my head, then my mother find out, then she smacked me upside my head, then my uncle. So it was like... So
the community's teaching everyone the rights and the wrongs.
Exactly.
That's good.
It's great because it actually just shaped my way of thinking of how family should be, how communities should be ran. So I learned that from the projects, lo and behold. But now we don't have it as much. A lot of the after school programs have been cut. So, a lot of the kids don't have things to do. So
what do you think? So before you had the projects, you had a community that was very helpful, and you had people in the community that was teaching all of the kids and the youth on principles and values and things to do and what not to do. So now you have gentrification comes in, and it changes the whole system. It changes everything.
Bro. Everything.
Right?
Yeah.
So when places get gentrified, that's what they call it, right? That means it's basically because of money and economics.
Yes.
That's the foundation of it. So when that happens, do people just move out, or what's the whole thing? They got to go to a different neighborhood?
Well, I'll tell you exactly what happens. Because I used to be a real estate agent back in New York City as well for Douglas Elliman, very reputable company. Some people, they get funding, they get bought out, their deeds get bought out. Like let's say if they go into foreclosure because they can't afford to live in the neighborhood anymore because everything has been raised in value. So some of them can get their deeds bought out, and some people just got to get the hell out, man, and figure it out.
Figure it out.
It's pretty tough, and that's what put me in a tough space because I ain't want to sell my people out,
Right.
And I ain't even want to help that agenda, but it's really sad, man.
Yeah. Right. So after you left New York, you went to where you told me you was in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Or was I mistaken?
No, I was in St. Vincent and Trinidad. Salute to them too, man. I love St. Vincent especially. It was an amazing place.
Oh, so St. Vincent and Trinidad.
Yeah.
And how was that experience? What did you learn there? Anything you learned there?
Oh man, it's funny because like when I first went there, like back in America, especially me being light-skinned black, you go through that whole dark-skinned, light-skinned shit. So then, when I get over there, I'm like, yeah, we all black, man. They like, no, you a Yankee. And I'm like, what you talking about, man?
Okay.
I figured it out with you, but for the most part, it was sort of families coming together. We cooked together. Just living amongst water and the sun because I was from the city. Just these buildings and cold weather, and so my body started healing even.
So break down. So many people might not know of St. Vincent and Trinidad and Tobago. So break down where it is so they can know exactly.
Well, St. Vincent is in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This is part of the Caribbean. If you ask me exactly where on the map, I cannot tell you, but I'll tell you it's in the Caribbean area.
You can look it up.
Like around, you know, Bahamas, what else? Barbados, St. Lucia, all those type of countries. So I spent most of my time in St. Vincent. And I only went there because my business partner, at the time, I was dealing with a very serious situation, and I asked my business partner, you know, where should I go? And he said, go to St. Vincent. Think of it as Manhattan before the skyscrapers were built. And I was like, all right, yeah, St. Vincent it is. And that's where I went.
That's where you went.
Yeah.
And then you was there, and then you came over to Bali.
Yeah.
Right, so what year did you come over to Bali?
We came to Bali in 2017.
2017?
2017, yeah.
Okay, so you came to Bali 2017, and you got here. What was your first thought?
To be honest, before I spoke to anyone, I just was like, I feel opportunity. I don't know what it is, but I just feel it, you know? Even the vast difference of even the architecture of the houses. And when I woke up in the morning, I just saw like the whole village was in my house where I was staying. They just came in and they were saying their prayers, and I just was like, whoa, they're not even scared of me, you know? Like they're just welcoming and loving. So I just felt so overwhelmed by this feeling. I said, you know, more of my people back home need to see this, and they need to, you know, really feel this, because I think it would do a lot for us, especially, you know, suffering from PTSD and things like that. Yeah.
So speaking on the PTSD, a lot of people do suffer from PTSD. Is there some things you think that they can do to overcome that and just to get away from those disorders that they're going through?
To be honest, is first becoming like very vulnerable with your situation. Like you have to really, you know, reflect on yourself and come to a point where you say, I need some help.
Right.
And I would definitely recommend therapy. Like, I know our community thinks once you go to the therapist, you're crazy, but I feel all of us need it. Even if you don't have PTSD, I feel you need it. But I think therapy is great.
Therapy is great. So, people all over the world need help.
Yes.
Right? They need therapy. A lot of people have a wall, right? Where they don't feel comfortable with to tell somebody about what they're going through. Maybe because they don't want to be looked at in a certain way. So being vulnerable is good, and they really need the help, and they just don't have the comfort. And I've seen that in my experience growing up, and within other people. It's like, who can I tell that I'm going through this?
Who can you trust?
And who can you trust?
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of times I try to be that person, you know, to have deep conversations and help people in any way I can. Right? So that's a major thing. So you got over here, Bali was lovely, and there's a community called Blacks in Bali.
Black in Bali, yeah.
Yeah, Black in Bali.
Yeah.
Right? How did that community get started? Because you invited me into it. I got the invite from you, so I want to know, like, what's the...
All right, so, bro, hey, look, I love people, but, you know, just being away from, you know, New York City, being away from my community for a long time, it's like, where the hell are all the black people here, you know?
Right.
I remember it was my two friends, Esther and Lo. We were in Bintang supermarket, and we were like, hey, look, there goes some black people. And they said the same thing. Look, there goes some black people. So, you know, we exchanged numbers, and they invited us to this party. And this party was called Disco Africa. And that's thrown by this woman named Orly. She's a beautiful person. So at this party, you know, I'm thinking it's going to be all black people. It wasn't, but it was a lot of people that I met. Deirdre, there's Orly, so many other names I don't, you know, I apologize if I don't remember at this time. But from that point, they asked me they took down my number and they added me to this WhatsApp group called Black in Bali. And that was my beginning with the whole
introduction. So you went into the Blacks in Bali community, and you met a lot of good people, for sure, doing great things, unique things, and different projects. And from they have different culture too, because a lot of people, when they think of black people, maybe they think they're from Africa, or they think they're all the same way, right? For example, you know, I come from the hood. I'm from Miami, and originally from Jamaica. I was raised in Miami, but now I'm extreme nerd, right? And I love technology, and I'm into math. I'm into economics. And so when people maybe see me, they're like, he's an athlete, you know, he's from here, there. Like, they don't see the nerdiness. And then when they get to talk to me, it's like, he might be too nerdy, right? And it's just something I'm into. So a lot of times they might see black people and jump straight to hip hop, right? And think everyone is gonna talk with a certain slang or walk a certain way or act a certain way. And that's not true, because people are from all over. You have black people in Europe, Africa, Asia, all over. And that's the same thing for all races. You have Asians all over the world. You have whites all over the world, Indians all over the world. You have just people are all over. So it's good to get connected with that and just have that change that thought process of expecting.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to the individual. Like, I was a nerd. I mean, I'm a nerd myself, and I take pride in it. You know, I love seeing technological advances. I love utilizing it. I've been a gamer my whole life.
What's your games? Hold on. Yeah. Let's talk. What games you like?
Oh man, I just finished The Last of Us 2 for PS4, and that storyline is ridiculous. But I love adventures, fighting games, sports games, RPGs. You name it, man.
You're in it,
bro. Yeah.
You know, gaming is very interesting to me, because growing up as kids, that's all we played was games.
If you were fortunate.
If you was fortunate. Okay. But if you didn't have the game, I'm pretty sure you went outside and y'all played some type of game.
That's a fact.
What is it?
Steal a bacon.
Yeah, or jump rope or something. There's some type of gamification in the world. So you're into gaming. Gaming is fun. For me, it's like a hobby. It helps with clearing my mind.
It's an escape.
It's an escape.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Right? It's an escape from just the in and outs of daily life, and the efforts that we want to, like, we all have these goals, we all have these dreams and these huge ambitions, and we want to accomplish things. But sometimes, for me, it's big. Gaming put me into being a kid again, and I love being a kid again because I like to laugh and I like to play. Yeah. Right? I do work extremely hard. I am very serious, and I'm like this, but at the same time, that's not who I am all the time. So gaming helps a lot. I'm pretty sure. Do you play any games with you have kids?
Yes.
How many kids do you have?
4. 3, one of my sons transitioned. Think about him all the time. It's a lot with that, but 3 kids with me now.
3 kids. Do you play any games with your kids?
Of course.
Yeah?
I mean, games are a great way to teach, different life skills, Like, I play basketball, so, it taught me things about leadership, teamwork, things like that, or just really sticking to something and really seeing it through.
Right.
So, games are great.
So, kids, boys, girls, age?
Yeah, 1 boy, 2 girls.
Right. 1 boy, 2 girls. That's great. So, Dominique Kids is going to be amazing. This is a great father.
Appreciate that.
His focus. So, kids, your dad is amazing, and he's building a whole foundation, and he's laying the foundation for you and your future. So that's going to be great. So you have this content to be like, yeah, daddy was, so that's great. And I'm excited to have him as a friend, a friend of mine. So that's big. So this show is all about investing, right? And for me, I break investing down into 3 categories. It's time, money, and resources. Yep. Everybody is gonna invest their time, money, and resources in different ways. But I just want to start out just on a daily. How do you invest your time into yourself? Like, what do you do on a time base in terms of investing in your growth?
Now, since I'm like Forex trading, so, you know, just living out here, especially with the pandemic and everything, you know, just needed a way to bring in some income, especially being all the way across the world from home. So maybe I'm waking up around 3, you know, placing some 3 a.m. here, which is 3 p.m. back over there.
So you wake up at 3?
Yeah, I'm
you
up
getting
to 3.
Okay.
Place my trades, go to sleep. As soon as I wake up, I'm checking those trades, I'm checking emails, I'm checking, you know, just my normal websites and things like that, just see what's going on around the world. Take my herbs, drink water, I'm doing my intermittent fasting, trying to shed this.
Right.
And then I get on with my children and see what's going on, what's the plan for the day, things like that. So out here, I pretty much have free time to do as I want, but with all of that free time, you need to know what to do with your time. So
a schedule.
Exactly.
A schedule.
Routine, whichever you like to call it.
Yeah, with the schedule, you can know exactly what needs to be done, right? And at the end of the day, when you look at your schedule, you can see what you did and didn't do. So at the end of the day, if you complaining, if you have a goal and you don't reach that goal, you can look yourself in the mirror and say, it's on me.
Exactly.
Because your schedule tells you exactly what needs to be done, and then you can see how you don't get it done. For me, I have a schedule, and if there's days I don't complete the schedule, I'm so hard on myself, bro. I take it very, very seriously because, you know, I like to set an example, and I like to get things done, and I do put a lot more things than I should on the schedule, but at least I have a schedule. I try to be very organized with it, and I try to be accountable, you know? And if I don't get it done, I'm gonna tell you a trick that I do. I punish myself, right? Because a lot of times we're looking for other people or the world to give us the punishment to wake up. So I do it to myself.
Self-inflicted.
Yeah, self-inflicted. So if I say I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna exercise, and I don't exercise, then from there, I'll have to do like an extra 200 abs. I gotta run a mile, right? I gotta do extra this. If I say I'm gonna read, I love reading, that's one of my passions. If I say I'm gonna read a chapter, and I don't read a chapter, well, I gotta read 3-4 chapters. Then from there, I gotta make sure that I understand what I wrote, so now I gotta write it out. So I'm not just gonna read, I'm gonna make sure I comprehend it. Then after comprehension becomes how do I apply it. So that's some things with the schedule.
Yeah, and I see schedules like I see that in a video game way too. Like everything is like an objective, and in order for you to get to the next level, you know, you got to cross out all those objectives. So
right.
Take it as that.
Yeah, take it as that. That's good.
Real game over here.
Real gamer. I'm a gamer. We're gamers. We're gonna game it up. So that's good. So that's the time. And over the years, do you see yourself developing as a man, as a father, just as a human? How do you see yourself developing?
To be honest, and I do a lot of self-reflecting because I'm just, you know, I just want to get better. And to be honest, you know, I've seen the areas in which I've stunted myself, or I've allowed other people to allow me to stunt myself because I don't want to point fingers at anyone.
Right.
It's always on me. I allocate my time and you know, attention to whatever I choose to. So if it doesn't go in my favor, it's on me. But as the man that I am today, man, I'm just very thankful and grateful of you know, just raising my family out here in Bali,
Indonesia.
Just even, you know, my time in New York City, you know, I just feel like everything just came together to just scope this with all humility. I feel I have a very great mind, and I would like to share and help so many others. And, you know, I pray and I just do what I got to do each day, man.
Right. So that's amazing. The first step is wanting to. So you already got the want, and then from there, you got the ability to do it, right? The ability, and then doing it, making sure you make it happen. So that's great to hear that. And I look forward to you helping a lot of people, and you will. So now you broke it down and you mentioned about Forex trading. So is that a way that you invest your money?
Yeah, for sure.
So how did you get into Forex?
Well, there was this woman, Taji. She's back in New York City, and she would always introduce me to like different MLMs. The first one was World Ventures.
Okay.
And then she told me about IML Academy. And what IML was it's an academy that taught us about the Forex market.
So teaching you.
Yeah, so this Forex market is a $5 trillion a year industry. Is it a day? Yeah, it's a day industry where our currencies are being traded.
Right.
And we didn't have access to this until the internet allowed us to get these prices at real time. And now everything is possible. Now you can trade from your living room, the beach, wherever.
Right.
It's an amazing time right now.
Right. That's good. So that's how you invest your money, and then I'm pretty sure you'll get into more different things in investing because you got a very futuristic way of thinking.
For sure.
And that's actually going to be very, very good and impactful for you. So resources. When I say resources, I'm not sure if everyone understands when I say, how do you invest your resources? They say like, what is that? So for me, resources can be knowledge. And resources can be your friends or your community. So, for example, if I have any type of connection, any type of relationship, and you're looking to get something done, I can call up someone, and that person can be resourceful to what you're trying to get done. Yeah. So, how do you invest your resources? Just in your daily life, how do you invest your resources?
Well, therapy to me was I actually was teaching. I was coaching basketball out here. Just saw it as a way to give back, and also just a way from like basketball to me is church.
So basketball, you coaching basketball in Indonesia?
Yes.
Do they play basketball on the daily? Maybe they play soccer. Do they play basketball? Is it a thing?
I put it like this. Especially here in Bali and Indonesia, I feel that basketball is going to grow exponentially. The more that we build courts, which is something that I intend to do. I intend to get more American players to come and actually teach and help develop students and players, because I see that they have the intention. They really want to play. And I've played with some of them, and they're really, really good. They just need the exposure.
Right.
So I think if I just can create that platform, it would do well for these people and whoever's part of that.
That's good. I know you'll be a good leader for a lot of the kids here, and just them understanding the sport. And basketball is very, very good in so many different ways, and it's global. Yeah, it's global.
Growing even more.
Growing by the day. So that would be something good for you, and just for kids here in Indonesia. I think that would be massive.
Just to give them something to do, And another endeavor I wanted to do was I wanted to create coding facilities for the local kids here. Okay. Because as you see, technology is growing, and these kids, it's like, if you teach them from young, man, they're like sponges. Whatever you teach them, man, they're gonna absorb it and then innovate. So if we're able to create these infrastructures for them, man,
so
I'm telling the future for them.
Speaking on that, coding facilities. So on Utopia, people can create different types of communities, and they can build around that, and that's massive because coding will allow people to get into creativity and just have a foundation and think differently. I went to school, I studied computer science in LA, and just after my career getting into coding and development, which I really focus now on is product development, I think that'd be great for Indonesia just to get into the technology world, because I noticed like you have like Gojek and which came out not too long ago, exactly, right? Yeah. So technology is fairly new, and then I'm not sure, like 20 years ago, I'm not sure if everyone had like phones here or something, right? So all of this
they all do now,
right? So all of this is new, so I think that'll be great. Building a community around that would be fantastic, bro. that's something I'm gonna push you towards. You know, I'm gonna be like, yo.
Yeah, I feel your platform is great to do.
Right,
you know?
right. So that's something that you can make happen, and Utopia being online would be great. And then you can have a facility, so it's like you're bouncing where they can have a place where they can meet up and code and do different projects and do different hackathons where they can build different projects. Any type of ideas, that'll be great for them. So I look forward to seeing that, and that would be helpful. So yeah, so that's good. So to wrap everything up, I got like one question for you, which would be if you can give anyone advice that's from the US and maybe you want to live in Indonesia and maybe want to do creative things and have the mindset, what would you give the advice to take the leap, and who should they connect to if they want to come to Indonesia or anywhere outside?
You mean any person from any community, any demographic?
Yeah, in America. If you want to talk about Latinos, blacks,
Anything.
whatever, yeah.
I would say to first empty your glass.
What does that mean?
You see how a lot of us, we're taught certain ways, or we're programmed, or we were raised certain ways, and we feel that, we just know life, we understand life, this is what it is, you can't tell me nothing. So I would say first, empty your glass, First, secondly, I would say take a leap of faith to see life that's much different, and also give you more appreciation for time, for breath, for just being here, because that's what I've learned here in Indonesia, especially here in Bali, just the appreciation of life. Like I couldn't understand, like, why were they waking up every day giving these offerings, just what is this shit, and then I'm just sitting there day after day and I'm looking and I see the dogs come, the cats come, the ants come, and it's just like, wow, they're just thankful. And they just want to spread those blessings to every piece of life that's out there. And it just helped me grow on a whole nother level. So I tell you, man, I would love for more of our people to just come here and just see how these people are, man. They should be put on the world stage, man, just to really connect with life, man, and just really have an appreciation for it. Because back in America, man, I'm telling you, man, it's not it. And I love home. I wouldn't be who I am without it, but we have a lot of lessons to learn.
Well, you can be that bridge. You can be that gap. And being here in Bali and being so connected, being so resourceful, and then, we was able to build a platform that allows people to do things. And then you have a platform, which is Utopia, and then you have the people, which is even great. So yeah, and now people can actually see, oh yeah, there's there's other black people over here.
For sure.
And they are thriving, and they are happy, and they are connected. It's not like we separated, and we're collaborating, and we're helping each other, and we're investing in each other. So everything is there, and then there's so many amazing Indonesian people. And Bali is just on a super level of being amazing. So I think bridging that gap would be so good, and just to let people know that they have someone. There's life after America and outside of America.
Yes.
Right, and you have people that's willing to help you, but at the same time, you have to be willing to help yourself.
Exactly.
Right, and you gotta. A lot of times, people want help me. Okay, I'm gonna give you the help, but it'll be so good if you can be helpful to other people yourself. So I think that would be great for so many people, just to have you as asset. And even me, I'm here also, right? So we are in Bali, Indonesia right now, right?
Y'all can only see outside.
Right?
You can only see outside.
If you can see outside, it's so beautiful, it's so amazing, and it's lovely. So I want to just say thank you, Dom, for jumping on the podcast and being here and sharing your words of wisdom. And I look forward to everything that you're about to accomplish. You and your kids and everyone that connects with you will be successful, and we're going to make it happen.